There's one habit that once I explain it to you, you're going to try it out immediately. And it is not for newbies. It's not for new entrepreneurs. This is for people who are established, who've been into personal development and entrepreneurship for a while, because they're the only ones who are going to get it. And it took me so long to hear about this because it's so counterintuitive, but hear me out. Have you ever had the problem where you had a packed schedule all day, you worked, you were busy, you had a lot of things to do, you may have ticked off all of them, maybe just some of them, and you have more coming up tomorrow and the next day. And you should be going to bed in the next 30 minutes or in the next hour, but you just feel this really strong pull to numb out, to distract yourself, to be a degenerate, to overeat or doom scroll or watch something stupid online and just stay up late past your bedtime. You know it's going to mess up your sleep. You know you're going to feel bad tomorrow. But for some reason, the pull is so strong. I've been in this situation more times than I'd like to admit. And I know it's a common challenge for a lot of people. And the reason why that is, the commonality on how to prevent that is a single habit that doesn't take much and it actually makes your life better and it's actually enjoyable. The reason why we lash out and we want to be a degenerate is because we've created a schedule that is so tight that a part of us is fighting for autonomy. And there's a word for it. And once I heard that word and what this is caused by, it made so much sense. The word is revenge bedtime procrastination. And it doesn't even mean that this is what you struggle with. It could be other things, other ways in which you just lash out or just completely go off the rails at times. It doesn't have to be with bedtime. It could be with other things. It could be with other ways in your schedule or with habits that just sabotage you. You just know it creates instability for your schedule. But the gist of it is that revenge bedtime procrastination is this way to claw back autonomy and free yourself of responsibility when you've had a super packed day and a part of you feels like, I haven't had a single moment for myself. Everything is laid out for me. I have to follow this schedule and I just want to have a little bit of alone time. Just a little bit. I'm sure when you're a parent, that just goes through the roof. I mean, but you can't be staying up late because you get so little sleep anyway. But this is a phenomenon that you see everywhere, right? I'm friends with a couple of ex-Mormons, and they told me that all the other Mormons that they've witnessed, not them, but other ones, the common pattern is when they quit the Mormon church, they're rid of all this responsibility, all these expectations. What's the first thing they do? Drugs, orgies, anything that is completely rid of all the responsibility and tightness that was there before, right? Which countries have the most outrageous type of adult film categories, right? Which ones? The ones that are the most restricted, right? Or the ones where sexuality is completely repressed. That's the highest usage. You see the usage of and the visits of adult sites are through the roof in these countries because the more you suppress those things, the more they're going to lash out because they have to express themselves. And a human need, I believe, is a sense of autonomy, a sense of I can create my own schedule. I have a little bit of time for myself. And when we pack our calendar to just be responsibility, expectation, delivery, fulfillment on someone else's expectation, we find a way to claw that back in unhealthy ways. So what's the habit? The habit is to carve out a little bit of time for yourself. 30 minutes, an hour, even if you play video games and you normally would never play video games because you're an entrepreneur and it's been years, you used to do that in high school. But if you feel the pull, have the discipline, and you'd actually be surprised, I think it's very doable to play for 45 minutes, but you have a set time from 8 to 9 p.m. It's my time. From 8:30 to 9 p.m. It's my time. I can do whatever I want. I can be a degenerate. I can read a book I would like. I can watch something dumb online, whatever it is. But what you find is that when you look at the times when you completely just crash out, the cost of that is so high. The cost of going to bed way too late. The cost of burning out or just feeling like, man, I don't want to do anything, and it just like takes you days to get back into it. But if you just drip feed it on a daily basis or every few days or whatever you need, you actually get that sense of autonomy back. And that's what actually creates consistency and the ability to do something long term and enjoy it. And you can still do the things that you actually want to make time for. Like, what is the thing that you've been wanting to do for so long that you've denied yourself on a daily basis? But maybe even it is a trip that takes a few days, right? Maybe it's a 5-day trip to a place that you always wanted to go to. Schedule that in for the quarter. Use it as a way to anchor the end of the quarter so you can celebrate yourself, right? Because when you don't do that, you build resentment towards the drive, the adventure, the mission that you're on with the business, with the project that you're building, with your craft, with your art, with your sport, whatever it is that you're into, that you're obsessed with. And you need that alone time. And the reason why this is for people who are advanced is because the newbies, pointing at myself here, like years ago when I started out, the story that I always told myself was, no, I'm just gonna have to push through. I'm just gonna have to discipline through. How's that working out for you? Listen, I've tried for years, for half a decade, even more than that, to just rely on my discipline and just be like, no, I'm gonna be the exception, because if you really, really want it, I haven't seen that happen yet. Anyone who's at the top of their field, they have these crash outs. They have these like moments where their ego or whatever part of them is just like, no, I'm gonna go do drugs. Like, how many Silicon Valley entrepreneurs out there are part of some weird, like, don't want to bring up the island, but that's the perfect example. Come to the island. All the celebrities are here. We're gonna, or P. Diddy, right? Like those things. I'm not saying this is gonna be you, but there's gonna be at least one person watching that would have gone to the island, right? Because when you don't allow yourself some autonomy, you get things like that, right? You get things like Burning Man. Nothing wrong with that, but it is an expression of that. And even like an Elon Musk playing Diablo late at night, or seeing him party at a club late at night, when it's like, why? How can he even be there? Or again, Silicon Valley people who are taking drugs and just like being degenerates, or going to Burning Man and doing like just wilding out. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you can deal with the cost. And you don't have to, right? Because maybe for you, it's not even that epic. You're literally just overeating late at night, eating your favorite ice cream, a whole tub of it, watching something dumb online. And you do that like every 12 days. So you have like 2 days a month, or maybe 3, where you're just like, man, why did I do that? I feel so crap the next day. And I feel like I lost half a day of work because of that one thing. Well, if you drip feed it and actually give yourself some time, you won't have this revenge. What's a better word than bedtime procrastination that's more broad? You don't have this revenge. I don't know. There's probably a term for it. I want to coin it. Let me put a pin in that. Please don't steal it. I want to trademark it. But yeah, something to think about. It takes discipline for people like us to take time off. The more challenging thing is not to do more, it's to do less, because we feel like, oh, I should be doing something. I feel guilt. Let me just do a little bit. No. That time, you can't work. So one of the most disciplined or challenging things we can do is actually set a vacation first in our calendar when we plan the year. This is when I'm going to take time off. This is when I'm going to go on vacation, come hell or high water. This is the 1 hour a day that I'm not going to work. I'm going to stop working here, and I'm going to allow myself a bit of time for myself, whether it's 30 minutes, whether it's an hour. And that is the next level. Once you've made it through the pain of pushing through, the lack of skills that you've had, making the thing work, now it's more about sustainable, high quality decisions and performance. It's not about these, like just like pushing through. There's another level to it, right? And so that's it. Hope that's valuable. Hop in the school community if you'd like to have a one-on-one call with me to strategize around your business, what you enjoy, your fulfillment, and uncovering some blind spots, and I'll see you in there. And then I'll see you in the next one. Peace.